and we have Dan the man. Lying down on the bed. We can't show you his face right now because he is a exercise physiologist and it is very, very scary. We're going to be showing you today how to dry needle the calves and the hamstrings. So this is basic dry needling. We're going to do the medial and lateral gastrocs. We're going to be doing the main muscle bellies of the hammies. We're going to be working through how to manipulate the needle and what different thicknesses of needles look like and what effect they can have on the skin. So hopefully we tear into it and we don't tear into Dan. So we use hand sanitizer. We get ourselves clean. We have a medi swab. We're going to be preparing the area. And now Dan has got a very, very active gastroc trigger. So you go and locate the gastroc trigger by coming down into the area. The gastroc trigger is right in the middle of the muscle belly. We're going to be prepping the area with a little bit of alcohol. We pop the guide tube onto the trigger point. You're going to tap, quite forcefully tap it, because they'll feel the guide tube going onto their skin. They probably won't feel the entry of the needle. And we are going to be inserting that needle pretty much perpendicular to that, that gastroc. And we're going to be going in to try to see if we can activate that trigger point. Now we may not hit it the first time. And so essentially what you're looking at doing is you're looking at trying to manipulate the needle to try to get a jump. Or a trigger. There we go. Just hit the trigger. It did take a little bit of work. It was about 10 seconds of manipulating of that needle. So now that it's on that trigger point, we can actually go in and try to fatigue that trigger point by making it make the muscle jump more. You can see that my finger is actually looking quite aggressive on that needle, and that's you know, a particularly calm and patient client that's allowing me to do that. If they were more nervous about needles, I would go in and only hit the one trigger point and just leave it at that. So that is the medial. I've used a 75mm and 0.3 on that medial calf point. So then we're going to be going on to the lateral gastroc. We're going to find the trigger point. Is that it, Daniel? Yeah? So it's a little bit higher, it's a little bit more lateral. We're going to be tapping the needle again. We're going to be sliding that needle in. This needle is a lot thinner, it's a lot more comfortable for Dan. And we're going to go in and we're going to try to find that trigger point and elicit that twitch. Because this needle is only a 0.2, it is going to be a fair amount harder to elicit such an aggressive twitch unless I've been bang on the money. So we're going to go and find, how's that, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go a little bit more proximal. I'm going to use that needle again, trying to only be touching the actual, there we go. And elicit another twitch out of that. So we've got both trigger points done, the medial gastroc and the lateral gastroc. We're going to move on to the hamstring now. So the hamstring is a large network of muscles, semi-mem, semi-ten and biceps fem. Depending on the size of your client, depends on the type of needle that you use and the size of the needle that you use. As a general rule, 0.75 times 0.3 would be a good size needle to use, and we are going to be using that today. The biceps fem is the most lateral of the hamstring muscles, so we're going to move into that first. And we're going to see if we can find that trigger point. Okay, so he wasn't quite certain, and when I hit that second point, he was quite certain that it was different to the first. So we knocked that needle in. Another technique that I like to use is separating the tissue. And when you separate the tissue, it like stretches the skin, allows the needle a little bit less friction to go in. There we go, and we've got an extremely strong contraction out of that biceps fem. Obviously the tendon comes down to the lateral part of the neck. And he's having a little giggle and a chuckle there, but he is in safe hands. I have done this at least once before, Dan, I swear to God. So then we come on to the semi-mem and semi-ten. How's that feel, Mr. Madam? Feels pretty good. So we're going to be tapping that needle in again. See how it's quite a forceful tap. I don't go light on it because you want to get that entrance straight away. I'm going to separate the tissue. We're going in with the needle. I've felt some resistance probably on the fascia there, and we are going to start to manipulate that needle. There we go. There we go, and I just got elicited quite a large response from that medial hamstring. Now, you can create an umbrella effect with the needles to make sure that you're actually getting all of the hamstrings that are running, longitudinally in the body. Or if you feel as though that's enough for your client, that's quite fine. You can also be scattering them up the leg and, as I said before, to the side. So that is needling of the calf and the hamstrings. That's the 411. Thank you, Dan, for being a sport. I'll catch you next time.